Hello everyone and welcome to a discussion on this blog by Ankur Shiv Bhandari titled, Fork It, I Miss My Spoon. Choosing authenticity over acceptance, one grain at a time, under Ankur's thought-sharing banner, Excellence Intended. We are ASB and version, and we're thrilled to have you join us for this deep dive into a truly fascinating piece from Ankur Shiv Bhandari. Our mission today really is to unpack that delicate, sometimes tricky dance between, wanting to belong and fiercely holding on to who we truly are. We'll be using Ankur's really insightful metaphor of spoons, forks, and yes, fluffy basmati rice to guide us.
And what's so compelling, I think, about Ankur Shiv Bhandari's approach is how he uses such a universal, sort of simple act, eating this, and uses it to illuminate this really profound human dilemma. We're going to explore not just that we trade authenticity for acceptance, but why we do it, and crucially, what the real, often hidden costs actually are.
Okay, so let's begin where Ankur Shiv Bhandari does, with this wonderfully evocative description of his childhood in India. He paints such a vivid picture, doesn't he? Fluffy basmati rice, still steaming, a little pool of dal, maybe some pickle, all coming together in that perfect balanced bite. And the tool, the spoon, he makes it so clear this wasn't just about, getting food in your mouth. It was comfort. It was home, a natural way. As Ankur puts it, and I love this phrase, the rice was not stabbed with a fork, not chased around like you're playing tag with your dinner.
Right. It sounds almost, like idyllic, comforting.
Exactly.
Has a powerful image, that connection between food, culture, and just feeling right, feeling like yourself.
But then things change. Ankur Shiv Bhandari talks about his move to the West. And with that move comes this subtle but, significant shift. His relationship with that rice bowl changes. He talks about gradually adopting the fork. And this is key. Not, as he says, because it worked better, but because it helped me fit in, or at least felt like I was trying to.
And isn't that just so relatable, that quiet adaptation? Ankur's cutlery thing, it might seem small, almost trivial at first glance, but look, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's really not just about utensils, is it?
No, not at all.
It's about all those little adjustments, the seemingly minor things we all do when we enter a new space, a new country, sure, but also a new workplace, a new group of friends. You start to kind of, mirror people.
That's a great point. And it leads right into what Ankur Shiv Bhandari unpacks so well, how these small shifts, these fork moments, start to quietly erode our core identity without noticing, as he puts it. That's the scary part. He gives these really sharp examples. Stopping correcting people when they mangle your name.
Oh, yes. That one hits home for many.
Right. Or laughing politely at jokes that just aren't funny. Or switching to neutral colors, maybe speaking in a way that's expected. It really does sound like this slow, subtle chipping away at who you are.
It's absolutely a real thing. And Ankur really digs into the motivations, doesn't he? He says sometimes it's survival, sometimes it's strategy, but sometimes it's just habit.
Yeah, the habit part is interesting.
It is. And the really profound, maybe slightly worrying long-term consequence he flags is, after a while, you forget what eating with the spoon even felt like.
Wow.
That's the real danger, isn't it? You get so used to the adapted version, the fork version of yourself, that the original authentic feeling, the spoon feeling, it just fades. It's almost like a self-induced amnesia.
This brings us to what I think is Ankur's most powerful distinction, a real pivot point in the piece. He states, quite simply but profoundly, fitting in is not the same as being seen. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. He uses The Devil Wears Prada as an example. Now, Andy's journey in that film, it just perfectly illustrates this, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Ankur Shiv Bhandari's choice there is just brilliant because Andy starts out, authentic, a bit out of place maybe, but real. Then she transforms. She absolutely fits in. She looks the part, talks the talk. She's assimilated into that high fashion world. But, like Ankur says, she loses something vital, her spark, her individuality.
Yeah, she becomes that high-functioning version of who she thought she needed to be.
Great line.
Exactly. And the key insight, both from the film and from Ankur, is that when she finally walks away, it's not really rebellion, it's clarity.
Clarity. Yeah.
She realizes that being seen, truly seen, means embracing who she actually is, even if that self doesn't perfectly fit the mold everyone expects.
So true connection isn't about becoming invisible by blending in.
Precisely. Ankur's core idea, which Andy's story brings to life, is something we probably all know deep down. We don't connect with perfect people. We connect with real ones.
Yeah.
He reminds us about the power and the quirks, the imperfections, the folks who, as he says, occasionally spill dolls on their shirts or pronounce things differently or eat rice the wrong way.
It makes you think, why is that? Why is vulnerability, imperfection so much more magnetic for genuine connection than some polished facade?
Because it's human, relatable, trustworthy maybe.
And so Ankur Shiv Bhandari brings it back home, quite literally. He arrives at this personal resolution. He acknowledges, he can use a fork. He's adapted. He can navigate different worlds. But when it's Rajma Chawla night or any meal that really connects him to his roots, he reaches for the spoon without apology.
Yes.
And the reason, it's beautiful. Not just because it works better for the dish, though it probably does.
Right.
But because, as he says, it feels like me. It's that simple. An act of returning to self.
It really is powerful in its simplicity. And Ankur Shiv Bhandari's final thought sort of wraps it all up.
Yeah.
You can learn the rules, adapt when needed, and still keep the parts of you that matter. You absolutely can show up with your spoon in a world full of forks.
I love that image.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then he hits us with that final, almost paradoxical twist that really challenges how we think about belonging. Because sometimes the best way to fit in is by standing out.
Standing out to fit in. Yeah. It suggests genuine belonging isn't about erasing yourself to match others. It's about confidently offering your unique self, your spoon, to the mix. It's finding or maybe creating the space where that self is actually welcomed, even celebrated, not just tolerated.
That's a much more empowering way to think about it. So listening to all this, thinking about Ankur Shiv Bhandari's journey from spoon to fork and back again, what does this mean for you listening right now? Where in your own life, maybe right now, might you be, forking it when deep down you're really missing your spoon? Something to ponder.
Well, thanks for listening to this deep dive on Ankur's blog. We welcome you to join Ankur's social media channels as mentioned in the description for other thought pieces, especially on bridging the knowing-doing gap and related discussions. All the best from all of us. Bye-bye.